Hey guys, appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a double whammy today, so I'm going to go ahead and review these GearWrench spark plug sockets, specifically the whole set and how well they have been doing for the last 5 to 7 years. So let's get right on into it. Alright, sockets. You know I love sockets, especially ones that perform well. Now GearWrench, I would highly recommend. Just right off the bat, I'm going to go out there and say it. When it comes to sockets, GearWrench makes some good darn stuff, guys. If you haven't used GearWrench sockets yet, definitely check them out. I have a ton of them. If y'all watch the Toolbox tour, you'll see a bunch of them on there. But anyways, spark plug sockets. Now, for any of you Triton 5.3 3-valve guys, you know what these are all about. So if you do a lot of spark plugs, you know, these will come in handy. So let's get on into them. Alright, so like I just mentioned, for any of you Ford guys, you guys that work on Fords on a daily, you know, working on those 3 valves, you understand the pain. I said 5.3 earlier, I meant 5.4, okay? Sorry, getting old. 5.4 3 valves. So if you're hurting from those, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta have some good sockets when it comes to spark plug sockets, right? There's a ton out there in the market. I'm pretty sure that, you know, if you look at these, I think there's some copycats out there on Amazon nowadays from Duratec too. We just talked about Duratec on the last video here. They've got a very similar set, but again, you know, these GearWrench ones, they've been doing great. I would have to say that, you know, for as long as I've had them, they've been holding up very well. Okay, so alright, so swiveling alloy steel, magnetic spark plug holding. It's not the boot kind. I hate the boot kind because, you know, once you have some oil on there, it's very hard to get that, you know, the spark plug slips out of it. These magnetic ones have been doing great. Overall, alloy steel, you know, got a good swivel on there, so getting to tight places. These have been fantastic. Even working on the GM 5.3s, 6.2s, getting on that back, I believe number 4 spark plug, you know, you can get in there pretty good, even at this angle with a quick release ratchet on there. So, you know, now this shorter one doesn't have it, but all the other ones with a little bit of length on this extension has knurling on there, so you can thread the spark plug socket in by hand or remove it or so, you know, if you're in a tight spot, or if you want to kind of thread them in, so that way you're not ripping up those threads in there on the on the head. But very, very good. Have had no issues with them. I've impacted them as well. You know, when I say that, you're not supposed to impact, obviously, but on those Fords, you know, sometimes to break that corrosion or break that bond, just that impact on with a 3/8, especially a 3/8 impact wrench, you know, can kind of help get it out of there. So again, you know, 360-degree action, so different lengths for different applications, you know, depending on how much room you have in the engine bay, or, you know, how far in you got to get, or whatever the case is. So now some of these, so these two came with a the service ratchet kit that's kind of angled. So that came with that kit. And then these itself are by itself. So I think it's a 5-piece kit nowadays from what I've seen online. And then I also post up the service kit, so that way y'all can see that as well too. So I'll throw a picture here, and then I'll throw a link down below, so that way y'all can see it. But when it comes to GearWrench and their automotive tools, They've got it locked down pretty good. They make a lot of decent tools for a decent price. Now, I've noticed during COVID, as COVID, well, not during COVID, but post-COVID, inflation prices, these have, their tools have gone up quite significantly in terms of pricing. So, obviously, when it comes to GearWrench, watch for the sales, so that way you can get the sales prices and get a good decent pricing out of them. But don't buy from the third-party guys on Amazon, because those guys are marking up their prices ridiculously. Definitely go through Amazon directly or whatever. Plus, that way, if you need to return, you can return. A couple other good places to buy from are Acme Tools, JB Tools. They usually have sales as well. They'll do markdowns, clearances, and stuff like that, and sales. But yeah, I've ranked GearWrench for the longest time on my channel and in my garage specifically, just because they have really good pricing. Way before I started buying a lot of Snap-on and Mac and tools and stuff like that, I primarily went with GearWrench just because you get complete sets for one. You get a great warranty service. I've had to mail things in before. You don't want a warranty tool, because then you're like, oh, well, what's wrong with the quality? Any tool brand has their flaws. They all break, every tool brand. But, the warranty is the biggest thing. It's really simple. You go online, you fill out a form. They either request you to send it in, or majority of the time, they just send me a new tool. They don't ask me to send it in. I just send them a picture and say, hey, this is broken. I show it to them, why it's not working or whatever, and they send me a new one, Obviously, during COVID, I know I posted up that it took a while to get something back, but that was just because it was COVID. It's crazy times, right? But prior to that and post after that, no issues. So, but as far as these go, pretty simple. Nothing fancy. Just your basic socket for spark plugs. But, it's been performing really good. I've had no issues with them, and they've done great, and they've held up. So no stripping, no nothing. I mean, they grab onto the sockets, the spark plugs really well. The fitment is really good as well too. So doing spark plug jobs, they're a breeze with these. So if you're in the market for some spark plug sockets, definitely look at those. All right, guys. So that was pretty simple. GearWrench spark plug sockets. There's nothing really much else to say besides the fact that these are really good. They come in a variety of sizes, obviously. They got full kits, come in a cool little tray. I'll post a picture here so that way you can see it if you want a carrying case with it or whatever the case is. Not carrying, but it comes in this little blow molded case. But I take them out. I throw them in here with the rest of the spark plug sockets that I have. But I avoid working on 3 valves now, so I don't have to worry about that. I still got a few customers with 4s, but again, if you're, really decent, nice quality socket for spark plugs, definitely find one. You don't want one that, doesn't do good, because it'll make a quick job into a whole day thing. It can turn south really, really quickly. So having some really good quality sockets for spark plugs can be really, really good. For you professional guys, I would definitely recommend these as well too. I know some guys that use them, and they like them. So for my garage, I definitely recommend these. So appreciate y'all tuning in as always. And it's getting hot in here. Summer's been, I think Wednesday came up to 106 here in Texas. So anyways, y'all stay cool out there. Stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all next time. So with the GearWrench service set, it normally comes in this blow molded tray. It comes with the 2 sockets there, but obviously I've converted this one because I have my Snap-on version now. And I gave the ratchet to one of my nephews, so that's where that's at. But the blow molded tray I kept just because it fits very well. I used the heat gun to accommodate the grip down here. But again, these didn't change, and those are great.